Yesterday, the market focused solely on the inflation report in the United States. The actual results turned out to be above market expectations. The annual inflation rate came in at 8.3% in August. On a monthly basis, consumer prices rose by 0.1%. In addition, core inflation accelerated. In this light, the greenback strengthened against the euro and the pound. With inflation remaining stubbornly high, the US Federal Reserve is likely to raise interest rates by 75 basis points at a meeting next week. In other words, it is too early to talk about any reduction in the pace of rate hikes amid raging inflation and the US labor market at its all-time highs. Under such circumstances, it gets clear that the US central bank has no control over soaring inflation. Therefore, demand for risk assets is decreasing. Further rate increases will inevitably cause a recession in the United States. Economists are now divided into two camps, with some of them claiming that the country will avoid a recession, and others believing that the US will slide into a recession already next year. And now let's take a look at today's macroeconomic calendar. It contains several important releases, including the United Kingdom's Consumer Price Index, which is forecast to rise to 10.2%. These results will unlikely somehow affect the market because inflation in the country is expected to remain high this year. In this light, the Bank of England will have no other choice but to continue lifting rates further. Generally speaking, the US Federal Reserve's actions will be the main driving force for the pound, as well as the euro for now. In addition, speeches of some ECB officials are scheduled for today. Their hawkish statements about the need to raise interest rates could somewhat boost the euro that fell against the dollar yesterday. However, pressure on the euro could build up amid disappointing industrial production data in the Eurozone for July. Meanwhile, the US will see the release of its Producer Price Index, which is projected to come above market expectations, so the greenback could strengthen in the second half of the day. From the technical point of view, the focus is on the levels of 1.0014 and 1.0041. A nice sell entry point will be generated after a false breakout through 1.0014. Likewise, selling could be considered at 1.0041 on a rebound. A bearish target stands at 1.9973. Should the price consolidate below the mark and test it from bottom to top, the euro could plunge to 1.9934, with the target at 1.9880. It will become possible to buy the euro at 1.9880 on a rebound, as well as at 1.9973 and 1.9934 after a false breakout. Speaking on the pound sterling, the currency tumbled yesterday. The focus is on the level of 1.1561, at which short positions could be considered after a false breakout. The price could rise to this level after the release of inflation data in the United Kingdom. Likewise, the euro could be sold at 1.1604 on a rebound, allowing an intraday correction of 30 to 35 pips. An additional sell signal will be made should the price drop to 1.1509, with targets at 1.1463 and 1.1406. It will become possible to buy the euro at 1.1406 on a rebound, allowing a correction of 30 to 35 pips, as well as at 1.1463 and 1.1509 after a false breakout.